604-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. It's time to go one-on-one with DP. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Derek Pearson, brought to you by Canopy Street Market.
It is. Yeah. Come on, hot box. It is 11:02 in the city, 11:03 currently. 44 degrees. We're going to get to 54 degrees today. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, handle your business. High of 54. Get it in. Whatever you're going to do. 402-464-5685. D starter, hit the text line. You want to be a part of what we're doing, and you do. Hit us up. Mr. What's up? Don't just yell at us from down the street. Say what's up. Speak first, then yell at us. That would only be fair. You can follow on all the live video streams, Facebook, YouTube, X, Allo Channel 961. Download the Ticket app. Take us where you're going, please. You want us with you. Like that. Those are the rules. You just do. Lots to talk about in the hour. I got a special guest in studio as usual on Tuesdays. But first, Bach, kind sir, if you would please pay the bills.
Yes, today's show is sponsored by Hamilton Telecommunications, bringing you the latest quality technology and communication services since 1901. Whether it's residential or business, Hamilton has the answers. Visit hamiltontel.com for more info today.
Thank you, kind sir. Bach, how the heck are you, Mr. Gray Hoodie? What are you doing over there?
Oh, not too bad. It's like enjoying a nice day, like you said. A good day for a weather update.
There we go. Well done. What's in your water?
It's tea. I'm on a sugar diet.
You're
so this is sugarless tea.
Sugarless tea.
Yes.
Who hurt you?
Well, the first time my wife got pregnant, I gained about 10 pounds of sympathy weight. So my goal is to not do that this time.
Correct. Well done, kind sir. Bach, go ahead and gain the 10, bro. You have every dude's dream. You have permission to gain weight. Like you have to pass, man. It's what happens. Let's bring him in. Head coach. Nebraska tennis, Peter Kobelt. Coach, what's happening with you?
What's up, DP? What's up, Bach? Yeah, I agree with the DP, Bach. That's why they call it a dad bod.
Yeah.
That's why they call it a dad bod.
Yeah. Like this was, and I waited. I waited a long time. I waited until like I was 35. Like I waited late in the game to get the dad bod. I was still out here running the streets, man. I was trying to play softball and flag football and be like semi-pro. Nonsense, I tell you, nonsense. I'm still paying the bills, man. That's why I have all this metal in me. I should have settled in and just gone fat dad. I'd have been cool. I'd have been cool.
My son's already pointed out my belly, so that also is a little bit of a motivation.
Oh, no, but you're supposed to giggle like the Pillsbury Doughboy. He's only doing what he saw on TV. He saw them poke the Doughboy and giggles. Just giggle, Bach. That gives you permission. It is full. That in this day and age, again, one of the joys, and I'm grateful that Coach Kobelt comes in to share wisdom and knowledge, just to give insight to we get in our vacuums of how we talk about different things in sports. And sometimes you just want somebody to come in and go, okay, there's another way, or here's how we think about it. And whether it's validation or educating, right? You're either informing or performing, and we understand that. But that in this day and age of transfer portal, NIL, and now college football, where the story is that bowl games are being set aside for a variety of reasons. And I want to go to a coach in the system to say that, or to ask, Coach, if your team was invited to play in a tournament at the end of the season, what are the things that would jump to the head of your brain in your decision making as to why to take it or why not to take it?
Yeah, I think that's a loaded question.
That's why I loaded it on purpose.
There you go, DP. Guns loaded. No, I would say kind of as a head coach, you're kind of trying to analyze what kind of team you have and what kind of team you have coming back next year. And I think nowadays with all the money going around, trying to analyze your financial situation as well too, and who you're going to be able to bring in, who you're going to be able to retain. So I'm guessing you're alluding to Notre Dame and the decision they made to not go to a bowl game.
That's why you're a program lead, sir. That's why.
After being snubbed from the playoffs. So I think there's a few things that go in. Probably Marcus Freeman's like, look, I got a young team. All these guys are coming back. The guys that are leaving, natural attrition to the program. As a coach, you always want more practice time, more reps with your guys. So he must feel pretty confident with his team going forward, knowing that we don't have this extra practice time. And then there's always the, why am I going to, we're going to have guys leaving, we're going to have guys sitting out to get healthy. So we have some really good players that are not playing right now, and they're going to get reps in this bowl game. And if one or two of them have a good game, then we got to worry about retaining them now too, or else they're going to be picked off by some of these other programs that are looking for players. So I don't know. I think there's a little bit of we got snubbed at the last minute, and the CFP process was kind of not in their favor at the very last second when it looked like it was for most of the show. But I think there's some logical things that they did in terms of just maintaining their program, and like we have a good team coming back and we don't need to practice, and it's more valuable to keep these guys here than it is to get 2 more, 3 more, 4 more weeks of practice in before a bowl game later on in the year.
As the program lead and as the coach, there is some concern about giving exposure to your unprotected players, right? But you're Notre Dame. You're Notre Dame. You're not going to have any problem reaching into the transfer portal. You're not going to reach any problem explaining your brand to football players across the country. You're not going to have any problem identifying to parents who you are and why you should come and play in front of Touchdown Jesus and wear the golden dome. So what are you afraid of exactly? And is that leadership that you can get behind?
I don't honestly know. Like, it's just it's all speculation, and that's what more or less we're doing here too.
Yeah.
But I think Marcus Freeman, he played at Ohio State. I played at Ohio State.
That part.
He played for Jim Tressel. I was there. I was in college when Jim Tressel was there. So they value culture, and they value team connection and everything like that. So I think he's like, we could probably go and get a guy or two in the portal, and they probably will, just like everyone will. But I think it's harder and harder to build the team culture if you're swapping guys in and out, and I don't know, maybe there's other things going on. There's always stuff going on that no one knows about. So maybe that's just what they felt what the right decision was. I think they said the team also didn't want to play, according to the statement they put out. Like, they signed it as the Notre Dame football team. I don't know, but all I know is that it's not ever a simple answer. There's probably a multitude of things going into it, and Coach Freeman, I think, is a great coach, and he's obviously done a great job at Notre Dame since he's taken over. And he's probably making what he thinks is the best decision for the program. So you kind of got to go with it.
Let's remove Notre Dame from the discussion.
Sure.
And then say that if we say that we're worried about players who are going to worry about their draft status, right? We also know that 98% of the players on Notre Dame's roster aren't going to play in the NFL.
Yeah.
That of the 22 starters on either side of the ball, that the likelihood is that 3 of them will be drafted and make some manageable money in the draft, right? So that's the replacement factor. Everybody else, all the juniors, sophomores, freshmen who have gone to practice, got their heads kicked in, got concussed, bumps, bruises, broken bones, etc. An opportunity for them to do the thing that they were brought to campus to do, which is to play football. And for any athlete out there, that at the end of your run, and at some point there's an end of your run.
For sure.
And if you're not one of the elite, that top 3%, then having control over the last time you play a game is a vital, valuable thing that shouldn't be taken away from people.
Yeah, 100%. I think there's a lot of different components that go into it, and that's definitely one of them. You're taking one more game, one more chance to put film out there for the draft, for NFL scouts, you name it. At the same time, I feel like there's not a whole lot of loyalty going back and forth from either end. So at this point, it's like, hey, we got to do what's best for the program, and yeah, while whatever I have a message on, or three different things on my board in my office, and says you can never make, no matter how hard you try, you can never make everybody happy. That's a part of leadership. So, whatever the coach is and whatever the program is, they're going to have to make a decision, and there's going to be some people that are happy with it, and there's some people that aren't, and that's just kind of how leadership goes. And so you try to do the best for the most, the best for the program. Every decision I make as a head coach, I try and take everything personal out of it, and I say, hey, look, we got to make the decision that's going to best suit the program, and that's how you got to live with it, and that's just the way it is. And it's real easy for these guys to say, hey, all right, well, I'll go somewhere else then to play.
It's Coach, it's a big part of what we try to do each day, is to have different conversations about some of the things that happen around sports.
Yep.
And most of the time, these are life decisions. These are humanity decisions, right? And head coaches have that duality, in that they have the program that they're responsible for and to, right? The people that hired them and all the expectations and rules. And then there is the athlete and that experience, and the fact that you're asking these people to be a part of your vision for their life going forward, which is a really powerful thing. And I'm not going to ever slight Coach Freeman for doing, because I couldn't do what he does. So I tend to ask the questions that give my curiosity some rest.
Sure.
Right. That this is also the time of year where assistant coaches move.
Yep.
They move. Some move voluntarily, some not so voluntarily.
Yep.
I've often said that I would love to be a part of the conversations that happen between head coaches and assistant coaches when they're applying for the job.
I don't know. Those are tough conversations.
Right, because that sets the table. That's the GPS, the literal GPS for how a head coach, what he's looking for, what he needs, his blind spots that maybe he wants covered. He needs somebody that has his back, but that also go nose to nose with him when he's wrong. All of those things in place. So you, as a program lead, when you're hiring an assistant coach, what are the things at the top of the list that you want? Do you want friction? Do you want that positive friction, which is, hey, coach, I'm here to make you better. Like, I'm here to tell you a thing or add a thing that maybe is missing. Or I'm just here to support you in whatever you decide. I'm here to support that. How does that work for Coach Kobelt?
Well, I believe it's always a top-down approach. So I think if you're the CEO of a company, you have to kind of lead the charge and where the company wants to go, needs to go, that sort of thing. And then you have people, I don't want to say below you, but in the reality, that's what they are, that kind of help you make decisions and guide the company in the right direction. So yeah, with tennis, we only have one paid assistant, and then we have a graduate assistant too. And for me, I'm always asking them questions. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? Because I don't always have the right answer. And it's sometimes when you're the head coach, you're thinking about, this or that. And when really you just need to be focusing on this one thing. And I think we got, Brett, our assistant, does an amazing job. And, for him, and I hope he feels like this, but I truly rely on him a lot to make a lot of these big decisions. I have an idea of how we need to make the decision. And then I'll just ask him, I'll be like, what do you think? And most of the time we agree because we see things the same way. But I think you got to empower the people around you. I think that's really important. Give them a lot of responsibility, everything they can handle. You know, Brett does a lot of our recruiting. He understands what we're looking for, and I put a lot of responsibility on his plate there. And hopefully it makes him feel like he's got ownership of what we're doing here. So I think that's a huge part. I think you got to give people responsibility. I think you got to let them coach. You got to let them work, and that over time that helps them grow and gets them better at their job. And we're going to be able to put out a better product every year because everyone's growing in the program. So I think it starts with me, and then it just moves its way down the coaching tree there. But for me, in our staff, we have, our support staff meetings. We have meetings with our coaching staff. It's not a huge group, so everyone's got to be connected. Everyone's got to be on the same page. But it's up to me really to set the tone and the vision for the program.
It's always interesting, again, in this time of movement, right? That in the exit interviews, where a decision is made that assistant coach, you went through the process.
Mm-hmm.
So you moved your way up the chain. How much responsibility or credit goes to the head coach who sets up the assistant to become their own head coach?
Well, from the public's view, it's almost like, from my experience, from the public's view and from the university's view, really, it's more for the head coach, which it's their program. They're the one making all the moves. They're the one hiring, and the one that hired me. So I think that's a huge part of coaching, is bringing in the right people into your program, players and staff. I think that's a fundamental piece of having success in your program. So that's what the head coach is responsible for. So rightfully so, the head coach should get the most credit, but the pillars of the program are the players and the surrounding coaching staff. So for me, if we do great, it's all about our players and our coaches and the supporting staff. And then if it goes wrong, it's all on me, because ultimately I'm the one responsible for all the decision making, and I press the go button after all the decisions are made, all the questions are answered, and then it's really on my plate if things go bad. And if things go great, then it's a testament to the guys and to the other coaches that are doing a phenomenal job. So,
but that's your leadership. That literally is why I applaud your leadership style, because if something needs fixed, you need to lead to fixing. And if credit is done, you go, okay, well, we're really good at this. We've done a good job at that.
And I think I'll add one more thing. And I think as a coach, your program should start to take on your personality and who you are and what you want it to be after about 2 or 3 years. Like, whether the success or not kind of depends on a multitude of things, but just like when you come to practice, how hard are the guys practicing? What's their mentality like when they go onto the court? It takes a year, 2 years, 3 years to kind of get your program to like look the way you want it to from a mental standpoint. And so I think this year, hopefully, with the guys that we have on our team, we have some seniors, we have some older guys. I think this is going to be last year a little bit. I think we had it. I think this year it'll
start to look like a Coach Kobelt team.
It'll hopefully start to look like a team that I'm coaching, and I think after 2 or 3 years, you should be able to tell what kind of a coach is coaching that team.
I think that's fair, and I think that's good. But Bach and I often have this conversation about the time that a coach needs in a program, and people will say, and Nebraska fan, football, especially football fans, they're always split about, if I hire somebody, I need immediate results because we're the Huskers and we need change now. And then the other third of it is, my goodness gracious, we need to give them 3 years or 4 years. And that is assuming that Coach Kobelt, the people you bring in year one, stay for 3 years. That doesn't always happen. That doesn't always. In the transfer portal, coaches may get a head coaching job. There's tons of changes that happen. Is it fair to expect a coach to come in? And I think Curt Cignetti in Indiana is really kind of flipping the conversation.
Sure.
So what's the fair way to look at this? Or is it okay to have the Curt Cignetti, Indiana, hey, I took them from worst to first conversation in a short period of time? Or Is it, you know what? I need 4 years of consistency and building my program, or is it both?
Yeah, I think every situation is slightly different. So with Coach Signetti, obviously he's a phenomenal coach. They just won the Big Ten, Indiana, first time since what, 1950,
It's
1948.
a
I don't
thing.
know, something like
Bach will find that
it's
out
ridiculous.
for us.
So it's tough for other head coaches that are just kind of getting going, and I get it, but you know he came from, was it JMU?
James Madison.
And he brought in 30, 40 of his guys with him who knew his system. He brought in his entire coaching tree. He brought in everybody. So it was more like a heart transplant than anything else. So I think that got him off to a really good start, had a lot of really good momentum, got everyone that wasn't a part of his program to buy into his program right away. Which I think is huge. And there's a a bunch of different things. Coach Rule came from the Panthers and had to rebuild his staff, and that's for me, that's hard, getting guys to stay, getting the right guys in, getting the right players in, obviously. And then there's the expectations of the program, and Kurt Signetti kind of had to rewire the expectations of the Indiana football program. And here it's like, national title kind of, or bust, or Big Ten title or bust. So the different pressures that come with each job as well. So I know Coach Rule, like we speak from time to time, like he's a phenomenal coach, phenomenal guy, the right leader for what we're trying to do and where we are, and everything in today's day and age. And I know he's going to figure it out. Like I've told you multiple times, year 1, year 2, year 3 thing. I think that's kind of, I don't want to say an extinct model, because there's so many variables now in college coaching, but like he's going to figure it out. He is figuring it out. He's making all the right moves. He has the leadership above him that's helping him with everything. I would, for a Husker Nation out there, for I don't know, the 4th or 5th time, I'll come out and say it, like, we're in good hands and we're moving in the right direction, whether or not the record says it or not. And things are getting figured out, and Coach Rule's the right guy for the job, and we're moving in the right direction, 100% sure.
I'm fascinated by it, because a lot of the conversations we've had is to try to get Nebraska tennis to be on the level of those elite programs in the Big Ten nationally.
Yep.
And to see what you've done, like to make tennis relevant here, is a major task. And you've done that. And I don't think you're satisfied with that. I think you really are shooting for the stars. And I'm impressed by that, because not everybody would want to do the most. Not every coach is really built to go, you know what? I'm shooting at the big guys. Like I'm always impressed by that. I tend to lean away from dudes who go less is better. I'm not a less is better guy, so I don't understand that. So I truly appreciate it.
Well, thanks. Yeah, I mean, it's a big project. Obviously, it's a phenomenal tennis community here in Lincoln. It's not the biggest community, but it's a very strong one here in Lincoln, and then also up in Omaha. And we were just out in Kearney the end of November doing a clinic out there with the community out there. Also another phenomenal tennis community. So there's pockets of it here in Nebraska, and my job as the head coach is to kind of try and rejuvenate
think you've got what it takes. Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now. In our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
You're listening to One on One with DP, brought to you by Canopy Street Market on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back. Husker Tennis head coach Peter Kobelt in the building. We will ask him. And we apologize in advance, bro. I keep you came in here to hang out. You didn't need to be on the hot seat the whole time.
Come on, man. Warm that thing up. Warm that thing up.
They're warming up, Pete. It's the news that D-line coaches out at Nebraska, and of course it doesn't take long in Nebraska for rumors and speculation over the next thing. And listen, I'm of this ilk when it comes to this microphone and my reputation. I speak to what I know. The speculation part, you can be curious. Like, I'm curious about what I don't know, but to speak to what I know, and I don't need to be first. I don't need to be first on the microphone. I need to be right. I'm way more interested in getting it right than being first. And that is a puzzlement to some people because they do not understand that there is a responsibility to sitting here. Just like what you speak of, you take full responsibility for what's in play because you represent a bigger program. You represent the University of Nebraska. You represent the athletic department. You represent now the families of all the young people under your charge. You're representative and responsible for all the coaches and all the people that work for you. So in the space, and people immediately start talking about, well, who's going to replace? That'll happen in time. All that'll be clear. Like, we don't have enough answers. We haven't heard from the new defensive coordinator yet. So I'll wait. Come tell me what you're going to do. And then I'll still wait because we've had recent coaches changes recently that didn't work out. And you can go throw confetti and march up and down O Street because you got a new coach or you got rid of an old coach. But the reality is, in the result is the truth. And if you tell me that you signed somebody, my first question is going to be, are they going to help you beat Indiana? Are they going to help you beat Ohio State? And that is a line cutter for me.
Yeah.
Right. You can tell me about all the other stuff. Who are you trying to beat? And is what you're doing at practice, in recruiting, in development, is that going to help you? Every time I ask you who your target is, you have a list of schools and you work from, you know what? I need to get better here, here, and here in order for us to beat them. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, I think so. But, it's tough. It's really hard because you have to find the balance of, look, our goal is for tennis. Ohio State's the best team in the conference. They've won the conference 19 years in a row in like a legitimate Olympic sport where you got 250 teams. Yeah. Like, it's a big deal what they've done. USC, UCLA, Michigan State, Illinois, all great, but at the same time, if you get too far ahead of yourself, and for me, sometimes I do that and I'm like, wow, well, this is what Ohio State's doing. This is what we got to do. I'm like, well, look, we just got to focus on how we're going to get better every day in our program. We had a good year last year. We did, one of the best ones that we've had in our program's history.
Where'd you finish?
We finished 39 in the country.
Right.
There's been teams teams that have been better than us, and that's great. Our goals are to continue to do better as a program each and every single day. And every day I wake up, I'm like, I wake up and I got a bad dream, and it's the Wisconsin and Purdue and Indiana, they're grabbing at my toes every morning, and I got to pull my toes away because they're coming. If you take your eye off the ball, for me, and you focus too much on what some of the best teams are doing. For one, you're like, man, we're really far away, and it kind of demoralizes you a bit sometimes. And then you're like, okay, well, that's not our goal right now. Our goal is to continue to just do a little bit better than we did last year. So, I think in a sport like tennis, and where there's not as much attention and vision on the program like there is in football, like that might be a little bit a bit easier to do. And Coach Rule's got a huge job, and same with you see teams doing great like volleyball, and the women's and men's basketball programs undefeated right now. Both of them, I think, ranked. Unbelievable job. But I think you just gotta figure out ways to get better, make the moves that are going to make you better over time, bring in the right guys that are going to make you better. And a year, 2, 3, 4 years, bring in the right people. Same with the players, bring in the right players. And then give yourself a chance to go swing at some of those guys when you have everything built and put in the right place. But yeah, that's just the way I see it. I don't know if that's the right approach. That's just what I believe.
It's working because to be ranked at 39, in order to give full perspective to it, you have to say where the program was when you got here. It wasn't 39.
No, but at the same time, like it was in a much better place than it was, 3 or 4 years before then. So, you can't.
Progress back.
It's hard. I don't like to play the game like this. This year we're better than this last year. It's just for me. It's just like, okay, it's what's today. We got to get better today. Are we better than we were yesterday? Kind of mentality. And if we're not, then what are we doing? Why didn't we get better today? If we're not bringing in the good enough players, or we're not recruiting well, people keep saying no. Like, what are we doing wrong? Why?
That is literally identifying success. That is literally how growth and development happens.
It's just a day by day thing.
Yeah.
Each day is its own day, and it's you got to take out the ego. You got to take out the sad. If something doesn't go your way, you can't be sad for very long. If something goes good, you can't be happy for very long. You just gotta separate the emotions, and you gotta keep moving forward. I tell our guys all the time, just because the scoreboard says you're losing doesn't mean you can be sad and pout. You gotta just figure out the next point.
Win the next point.
The next point is the next point. You got to figure, if you win that next point, then it gives you a chance to change the scoreboard. So
it is impressive to have somebody come in and kind of share the philosophy, because a lot of people don't want to share, because sharing makes you accountable. It's like, oh no, Kobelt said this. It's the thing, right? That in Power 4, when head coaches have to change the staff, whether it be for a positive reason or a not positive reason. And those things, as you said, there's always a million reasons behind the scenes. Even somebody that would volunteer to step down because they have another job, there could be some other things that are going on. At this level in this program, what is the process? If you let's say your assistant coach gets the head coaching job somewhere else and you need to fill the position, what is your process for filling the assistant coach position on your staff?
Well, I think, first of all, that's the hardest part, in my opinion. It's one of the hardest part, if not the hardest part of the job, is hiring and firing people. Just because anytime you fire someone, that's terrible. You feel awful as a person. It's just you hate to do that stuff. And then when you hire someone, for one, it's a lengthy process, and you got to interview and you got to go through that process. But finding the right person is also, really hard to do. And it's not always easy to get everyone to get on board and come to Nebraska and do what you want to do and believe in your vision. So that's also really hard. And the second thing is, if you do have someone leave, if hopefully Brett, when he leaves, he is a head coach somewhere, and that's ultimately the most rewarding, one of the most rewarding things that as a head coach you can have happen, is someone go and get a better job than what they have now. That's what you want. That means the program's in a healthy spot. So I mean, what Coach Rule's like, the football program's got all the attention right now because of everything that's happening. So it's Coach Rule's got one of the hardest jobs. He's got to have honest meetings and talk to his staff and bring in new staff. And I don't envy where he is right now, just because I know how hard it is to do it, and he's doing everything in his power to uplift the Nebraska football program the best he can, and every move he makes is so critical, and he knows that. Like, that's part of the job. That's what he signed up for. But it still doesn't mean it's not hard, and there's not a lot of personal connections and empathy that goes into all these decisions. Like, he obviously cares about the 3 guys that he let go.
Yeah,
of course he does.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's what's best for the Nebraska football program. I got to do what's best. That's my job. That's what I'm here for. So, we all got to trust what he's doing. He's doing a phenomenal job behind the curtains. We don't see much. We just from time to time see him in the training table, say hi. But, yeah, for what's the breaking news with the DN or D-line coach, like. He's probably making the right move for the program. That's we all got to believe in that and trust in that, and I do. So
to go through, let's say your assistant coach gives you notice they're leaving, there is a timetable and a process to finding a replacement.
Yep.
Who is your checks and balances? Who gives you, like, if you say I've got like, first of all, you have to list it, right? You have to list that the position is open. Then you kind of know in your head there's somebody who comes to mind.
Yep.
You have to talk to your boss about, hey, I have a position of need. What do I have to work with? How much money do I have? And how quickly do I need to have? How quickly you need somebody to fill the spot,
sure,
depending on time of year and everything that's in play, right?
Yep.
What is the process for a head coach to find a replacement?
Again, I think this is where tennis is slightly different than football.
Yeah, that's why we're asking.
You have 10 coaches in football, so you got it, or ish, and you can have a million coaches now if you want, because there's no regulations on how many coaches you can have. So I think that makes it even harder. But for me, I'm always, I know, like, we're extremely lucky to have Brad and Shunya here, but Shunya may move on after this year. Hopefully, we keep him another year if we can. So I'm always. When I go on recruiting trips, I talk to other coaches. I pay attention to how other teams are doing. Why are they doing well? Is it because, it's because they got a good assistant, or something's changed? So we always have kind of an eye out for what other programs are doing and how other coaches are coaching, and would it potentially fit here if this happens or that happens. I think you always have to kind of have an eye on what's going on. And then you kind of have to try and make the best move you can if something happens. But yeah, there's a whole process. The HR, you got to go through a search. You have to have a committee. You have to, interview people. You have to have questions. You have to, there's a whole lot of things that you have to go through, a whole lot of hurdles you have to jump through to hire somebody new. So I think the most important thing you can do is take your time and not rush into it, and make sure that you hire the right person. Because once that happens, then you're in a good position for the remainder of their time that they're going to be here at Nebraska. So for me, I value trying to bring in the right person more than how fast I can get them turned into the program, even though that's not always an easy situation with recruiting and bringing people in and all the different hurdles you got to jump through there. So that's just for me. I would much rather have someone that I know is going to do a good job over the course of the next 3, 4, 5 years than to make a quick decision for some other reason.
It's remarkable. I don't know how coaches at this level do it, quite frankly. Been around it on the high school level, the pro levels. There's a whole system to it. And there's a whole different set of conversations in place. But at the college level, and then because of the sports and the variety and diversity in those programs, it's all a little different. So it'll be interesting. We're gonna go to break. We're gonna come back. We're gonna put the commissioner of football cap on Coach Kobelt. We're gonna have him fix the college football playoff system. We're gonna have him fix it. Right? We're gonna say it's currently 12. We'll start at 16. How would Coach Kobelt get to the best 16 teams, or the fairest 16 teams, or just 16 teams? We're going to get to his 16 and how he would get there from the inside out. Coach, you up for it?
Let's give it a try.
Commissioner Kobelt coming up.
Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. You're listening to One on One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top-quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Make plans to be at the Icebox on Saturday, December 13th for Teddy Bear Toss Night as the Stars host the Dubuque Fighting Saints. Bring a teddy bear or stuffed animal from home or purchase one at the game. When the Stars score their first goal of the game, it's time to throw the bears and stuffed animals onto the ice, with all being donated to the Community Action Partnership of Lancaster and Saunders counties to help local children in need during the holidays. That's the Teddy Bear Toss on Saturday, December 13th with the Lincoln Stars.
Are you tired of living in pain? At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, they make it simple. From head to toe, spine to extremities, they've got you covered. Their multi-specialty team of experts in orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, podiatry, physical therapy, and occupational therapy all work under one roof to get you back to living life pain-free. Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com today or call them at 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins.
Here at Midwest Bank, we want to thank all the generous donors who helped us make our 2025 turkey dinner for schools a success. Thanks to the generosity, we raised enough money to provide 191 families across 6 different schools in Lincoln with a full Thanksgiving meal. With your support, we've made Thanksgiving Day for these families a little brighter. We want to wish everyone a healthy and happy Thanksgiving. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197. Attention parents of 8 to 12-year-olds. The Lincoln Children's Museum is opening a new exhibit designed specifically with them in mind. Mark your calendars for the grand opening on Saturday, December 13th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. On site, meet Love Nebraska volleyball players, including Lincoln's own Jordan Larson. Plus, the first 100 kids will receive a mini volleyball. Please note, fans must have a child with them to enter the museum. While you're there, be sure to check out the new Rock Wall, Book Nook, and Maker Studio. This event is free for members or included with regular daily admission. Learn more at lincolnchildrensmuseum.org.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740. Hungry for something real? Come to HF Crave, Lincoln's favorite spot for burgers that are anything but basic. Locally sourced Nebraska beef, hand-cut fries, and bold flavors that'll make your taste buds cheer. Whether you're craving the classics or ready to try something wild, they've got the burger that gets you. HF Crave. Fresh, local, craveable. Find them at 48th and Holdridge or order online at hfcrave.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, the #1 fastest growing GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln area. We are going to keep this train rolling in a big way with new half-ton and 4x4 pickup trucks starting at $12,500 off list price or 0% financing. You heard that right, $12,500 off list price or 0% financing. You pick which one works better for you. Please stop on in the dealership and meet the team or check us out at koppelcars.com. Stock number C280930. All deals with approved credit.
For remote coach starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
It's basketball season, and Salt Mine City is your pregame and postgame headquarters in the Haymarket for craft beers and great food. Get ready for the game with their big, fatty 7-ounce hamburger or try a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. And don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, your basketball headquarters, now open at 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 11 a.m. Friday through Sunday at 8th and R.
You're listening to One-on-One with DP, brought to you by Canopy Street Market on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Oh man, this is why I have gray hair that I shave. I have to shave it. But it's also why I don't go too far, because I think I know too much, and that's just I don't. So I just sit here and vent. I yell at ghosts in the sky. Coach Peter Kobelt, we're gonna make you commissioner. We need you to help smarten us up. So they named you commissioner, college football playoff system.
Bad idea.
Hey, the people they've named, it's been a bad idea. So we're casting a wide net, Coach.
Well, I mean, I think it's anytime you make changes, you sit down in a room and you try and make the best decisions you can, and then a year goes by and you're like, well, okay, we clearly got it right, or well, we clearly got it wrong. So
did they get it right this year?
I think they did a better job. So it's the same as coaching. You just try and get better.
What would you change?
You just try and get better every year. So I think they got better. I think they'll sit down again and they'll make it better again. And they'll probably come back a year later and be like, well, they need to do this and this better. And it's kind of how the process of change works.
Was anybody snubbed in your mind?
I don't know. I think no. I don't. From my perspective, no. I don't know if you need two of the smaller teams in there. I think that's probably something that everyone's honing in on right now. Is like, hey, like you want to throw in one, then cool. But
so even
there's
if
more deserving teams, probably.
If you remove James Madison and Tulane,
yeah,
okay, let's move.
You throw in Notre Dame and Vanderbilt, maybe.
What about Alabama? Texas will tell you.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like you can expand the playoffs as much as you want, and you're always going to have.
You're still going to lose.
My thing is this: it's like how many teams actually have the chance to win the title. So, I think that's what the playoffs are for. Right.
Question from the text line: do you think Bama should be in over Texas?
So if you're the SEC, Bama was the 1 seed going into the they were seated higher than Georgia. So if you're going to have the 1 seed in the conference tournament in the SEC not make the tournament, then it seems like things are backwards. So I don't know. This is where I just don't know. That's why I'm happy I can just focus on tennis and go get lunch after this and go to the facility.
Does tennis get it right? Do they get the tournament thing right?
That's what I think would be easier if you, instead of having all this subjective, or non-subjective, it's just opinions basically on who gets in. And in tennis, you have 4 or 5, or in tennis you have 4 or 5 non-subjective criteria.
What are they?
That you base off of. So it's your wins, your losses, and then you go head to head. And then there's like your ranking points if they're within 2 or 3 points of each other. And it's, but whether or not you win a match at the beginning of the year or the end of the year, it all goes into a formula. And then there's nothing subjective at the end of the year. It's just like, well, these are the rankings. And then,
could football use that?
I think that would help a lot. And then if you wanted to have one non-subjective point at the for a team that's doing really well, and you wanted to switch something at the very end based upon I think that's what tennis should do. Is at the end of the year, if there's a team that's caught fire that had a slow start, that should probably be in the tournament. Right now, there's none of that. It's just like these are the 4 criteria things, and that's it.
Yeah.
So I think football could use some top-down criteria where it's like, okay, like these are the 4 most valuable things in this order. And then after that, we can negotiate, like if there's a wonky situation there at the end. But I think that would help. And then I like the idea of seeing a lot. I love football, so I like the idea of seeing some more big games this time of the year where people are playing to get into the big show. So
that's why you see, bring in a smart guy. Bring in a smart guy.
But again, I don't know what to do. On the record, I'm going to hit some balls later. That's what I'm doing.
Coach, thank you very much, brother. Appreciate
Thanks,
you. Don't go anywhere. The walls will shake. Adam Carricker's in the building. He will take you to 1 o'clock, and then Bach in the black shirt to the afternoon.
Hungry for something real? Come to HF Crave, Lincoln's favorite spot for burgers that are anything but basic. Locally sourced Nebraska beef, hand-cut fries, and bold flavors that'll make your taste buds cheer. Whether you're craving the classics or ready to try something wild, they've got the burger that gets you. HF Crave.